Welcome WrestlingFigs.com. Tim Ash here with none other than the world heavyweight champion himself, Sheamus. How you doing, Sheamus?
I'm fantastic. Yourself?
I'm great. Now, you coming over from Ireland and coming to something like Comic-Con, what are your thoughts on it? I mean, you're seeing a lot of freaks and geeks out here, but you're also seeing a lot of wrestling fans, right?
Yeah, this is crazy. I've actually just seen Comic-Con and like on television, like clips of it on YouTube and stuff, and I've never had the opportunity to come here before. And I tell you, this place is incredible. I've already met a load of people from Ireland already, so I'll tell you how big of an international setup this is. But this is incredible. Like, I mean, it's actually given the opportunity people come here and be big kids again, which isn't a bad thing. You know, it's great, and I'm very happy to be here and with Mattel and just promoting a new line of action figures with Brawling Buddies.
So let's talk about action figures because, you know, you were a big wrestling fan growing up. You went through the indies, what is considered Ireland indies, because you've been in the business a long time. A lot of people are just now starting to know who Sheamus is around the world. What is your collection like? Do you have a collection of old action figures, things like that?
Yeah, I actually had I had a lot of the original stuff, original action figures. I mean, when I was in school, it was the biggest thing ever. Especially when WWE came on Sky One, like you couldn't get away from it. I mean, it just took over. And like I'm definitely like a big collector of when a lot of the legendary stuff. Like people inspired me: $1 Million Man, Mr. Perfect, Bret Hart, Warrior, all those guys.
So you got the old LJNs, is what you have, the old rubber figures?
The old rubber ones, yeah, the old rubber ones. Or the ones with the arm action.
Oh, okay, those two.
Yeah, which is at the time, which is like way ahead of its time technology-wise. I think everyone was like, "Wow, that's incredible." But yeah, I've been a big fan of the toys and the video games, everything. And Mattel have really ramped it up. I mean, if you look at the action figures and you look at the superstars, they're so spot on. It's incredible. I mean, when I first got my first one, and even today when I still pick them up, like this one here. I'm obviously having a bad day with this one, with the face on me, but I still can't believe how lifelike they are. It's amazing what they do.
Well, I know that you were one of the most sought afters when you came in. I mean, you just run ramshot all over WWE when you first came in, and people wanted your figure like then.
Yeah.
And it took a little while. So tell us a little bit about that process.
Yeah. So the deal was they obviously want to keep it more like character-like, because obviously under the lights in WWE, because I don't have a tan, I'm so pasty white from Ireland. I was being washed out, so they actually delayed it to do a Sheamus white colour, which is pretty spot on too. I don't know, maybe they could throw a few freckles in there. I think the freckles are in the elite version, but I mean, it was a bit of a wait, and you know what? Honestly, I was counting the days till I got my hands on one, and as I said, it was a great day. I sent them over to the family, the friends, to everybody, even the people who doubted that I'd ever succeed. I made sure they got one too, just to rub it in.
Just rub it in.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like, knowing that you were going to have your figure come out, knowing that you're going to be in a video game, and then also grabbing the title itself, the championship itself? What goes through your mind at that point? Because you've worked so hard to get there. A lot of people don't know your backstory about being on. But I mean, what was it like? I mean, is it just that childhood dream that made it come true?
Yeah, when I started off in Independence, I came to the States, New Jersey in '02, and I went to the Monster Factory and hurt my neck, and I wasn't there for long. It doesn't really count as part of my career. I didn't think I'd be able to wrestle. I got home, my dad was like, "You need to get a proper job, stop thinking about this now." And then I couldn't get out of my system, and I started wrestling in Ireland at the end of '04, beginning of '05. I slept in airports, floors, going back and forth to England. I didn't take a holiday for a couple of years. I was working for pennies or peanuts or nothing at all, just on these wrestling shows all over the UK, Ireland, and Europe. But like obviously winning the WWE Championship was amazing for me. I mean, I won it so quickly. And then like everything else started snowballing after that, the video game, and obviously the action figure to me. The action figure was pretty special. I mean, actually was at Comic-Con when they saw, like today at the Comic-Con, we saw the prototypes for Ryback and Sandow. Right. So it was actually at that where they had a prototype for Sheamus. And I got
a big pop. Yeah, they got a big pop. Yeah.
It did, yeah. Oh, that was great. And it's just phenomenal. Like I got pinched myself. It's you see like the action figure there, or the Brawling Buddy thing. It's just, man, I can't say I'm blessed, and it's a lot of hard work got in, but still, it's not a day goes by that I don't appreciate it,
Right. Because you went through, like you were talking about, the independent circus.
Yeah.
And you're starting to see a lot of guys like you start to kind of take the reins of what the future of pro wrestling is going to be like. So, I mean, that's an accomplishment not only to you but to the other guys that have been busting their butt out there for years as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, some great guys who come through the independents over here in America, like myself, Wade Barrett, Drew McIntyre were over in the UK. And now over here, like obviously, Punk has led the charge. Daniel Bryan as well, phenomenal. You got Claudio now. Damien Sandow is a man that's been in WWE but come back. Ryback too was here before. Came back before he got injured in the Nexus. You've also got people like Chris Hero down at FCW. Claudio as well, who's phenomenal. I'm a big fan of Claudio. I think he's a tremendous athlete, tremendous wrestler, unbelievable. You've also got Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and there's a guy called Martin Stone just came over from the UK. I mean, you got a lot of guys who just been on the independents for such a long time, and
now they're getting a shot.
Now they're getting a shot, they're getting an opportunity, and they're all stepping up for it. And if you look at the talent, not only on up here, but the talent that's on down in NXT, FCW, I've seen a fella, and there's a lot of great talent down there. Bo Rotundo, and his brother Wyndham as well. I mean, there's Joe Henning, another one. It's exciting, man. There's a lot of great talent, a lot of great superstars, and the potential is huge.
Yeah. And you got some great agents down there training them too.
Absolutely. Obviously came down there with Steve Kerr and Dr. Tom Pritchard.
Dr. Tom.
Dr. Tom. Dusty Rhodes, obviously. Norman. And Joey Matthews. And of course, now up here we got Finlay back as well, which I can tell you everybody's very excited about having Finlay back, because he's one of the all-time greatest ever.
Yeah. Now, you talked about Mr. Perfect earlier at the panel.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see a figure of you versus like a legend figure come out of a Mr. Perfect. Is that who you would choose to be the person you would want to be? Because Mr. Perfect back in the day, he played that heel roll so well.
Yeah.
He took the bumps great. He rolled out. He knew how to play the crowd. That would be a good style to you now, to be able to have two figures, one of you, one of Mr. Perfect, and a two-back maybe for Mattel?
I'd love that. I mean, I know there was comparison obviously between me and the Ultimate Warrior, obviously because there was both warriors, Celtic Warrior, Ultimate Warrior, and now that itself, like Ultimate Warrior achieved a hell of a lot when he was here, and I know all the kids loved him. He had the face paint, he had the energy, but there's something about Perfect. As a kid, I said I missed the whole Hogan thing in the beginning, so I never really was the fan of the Hogan. I was always a fan of Savage, like colourful, over-the-top characters, which it's a lot of personality and a lot of style. I thought Savage was amazing. $1 Million Man, but like Perfect for that era, that 80s era. I mean, he was incredible. I mean, he moved around like he'd I'm gonna say, like moon boots on. You know what I mean? He just flew around. Springs on his feet, man. Springs on his boots. He was incredible to watch. Very entertaining. Always had the crowd hating him no matter what, because he believed he was just better than everybody else. And I tell you what, as I said, he's one of my all-time favorites. And his son Joe Henning. He's every week that kid gets better and better and better.
This is going to be my last question. I know you're busy. I know you got things to do.
It's great. I'm enjoying it here. I'm grand. Take your time.
But you were on the panel today.
Yeah.
And you got interrupted. I mean, Alberto came in. He tore up a comic book in front of all the comic book fans. I mean, just disrespectful. I mean, what do you have in store for him this coming Sunday at Money in the Bank?
The thing about Del Rio is, like me, he achieved an awful lot very quickly. Honestly, I've always been aware that this can never last forever. You can't really get carried away with your success. You have to realize that, you got to enjoy every moment and be thankful for every moment. And that's what I do. I'm very thankful for what I've achieved in such a short time. Del Rio, on the other hand, I think feels that like he's owed everything he's got. He's owed the Money in the Bank, the Royal Rumble, the win the two WWE championships. And now I firmly believe he knows that he feels he's owed the World Heavyweight Championship. The issue is here, and the biggest thing here is, even though he's tried to get to me psychologically and physically by smashing my head in with the hood of a car there, his Rolls Royce. The issue here is that he's never ever faced anyone like me, and he's got to realize pretty quickly that no matter what happens in this match, I will literally fight tooth and nail to the very end. Right. And if he thinks he's walking in on Sunday to an easily fought victory, he better think again, because I'm telling you, just like Daniel Bryan, just like Dolph Ziggler, just like everybody else, if I get that opportunity, I'm going to bro kick his head off and teach him one more hard lesson in life, that everything comes at a price.
Well, I appreciate your time. Thanks for taking the time to come out and talk to us.
My pleasure.
And we'll see you on Sunday.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Appreciate it. Big fan, by the way.